Hey guys, Freelioke here. This video is not about Minecraft, even though I'm in Minecraft. This is about WoW. I just wanted something going on in the background that wasn't completely boring. And I'm rendering a video right now, so WoW lags on me because of that. Anyway, I'm just going to kind of run around, ignore the occasional lag. I haven't loaded this world up in forever, and last time I loaded this was before they did the whole file changes. So, yeah. It needs to reload a lot of different things in it. Anyway, so about WoW. Now, this isn't a scheduled video or anything. It's just something I wanted to come out with, and I don't have ladder. But it's just something I wanted to come out with about the Tier 11 nerfs. There is a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of discussion and debate that T11 nerfs are a bad idea. Is this true? No, I don't really know. I'm not going to say it is, because honestly, you know, it's not really that bad a thing. Now, you know, so I can think, I'm just going to kind of stare down this area here. Now, the Tier 11 nerfs, they're basically going to be nerfing everything across the board by 20 to 30%. That means damage the bosses deal, cast time for certain things that you need to interrupt, health of the bosses, and this is just going to be done in Tier 11 normal modes, not heroic modes. Heroic modes are still going to be exactly what they are now. But they're doing this since, you know, Firelands is going to be coming out, and they want you to basically be able to gear up and get into the new raid so you're not left behind. If you still want to do heroic modes, well, remember, those are also getting nerfed, and so were all of the others in Wrath of the Lich King, essentially, because you were gearing up in better gear with all the different point changes and token changes, that if you wanted to go back, well, they didn't have to nerf it because your gear basically nerfed it. You were over-geared for the situation. That's what's going to happen to heroic raids. Right now is, they're not nerfing them or the mechanics, but you're going to be able to overgear them and outgear them. Still, you'll have to play the mechanics how they're supposed to be played, but it'll be a lot easier to handle. A lot of people are saying that this is a bad thing and that they really want to experience it as it is. Well, honestly, if you haven't already experienced it as it is, alright, and you've had all these months to do it, wouldn't you like a bit of a nerf? That way you can definitely see it and then immediately start working on the next raid, rather than trying to focus on the new raid but you want to go back and do these other things. Or the alternative of, you still have to focus on the fights you haven't completed before you get into the next raid, therefore setting you back again in the next tier of content infinitely. That's not very fun, to be left out. It's also going to allow you to pug better, okay? So you'll be able to actually pug those raids. On normal mode, generally a little bit easier. Some realms actually have decent pugs that can go all the way and even, you know, finish, say, Cho'Gall and Nefarian. But it's not all that common. Now, in the guild I'm in, they are desperately looking forward to nerfs just to make it easier. Now, I'm not for nerfs or against nerfs. I don't really care. But honestly, if you haven't completed it by now, you're not a baddie. You don't absolutely fail at raiding or at life, as a lot of people will say. Alright? You don't. It's hard. Yes, it is. Alright? And if you're not a super hardcore raider or in a really serious raiding guild, you're probably going to have a hard time getting all that raid content in if you didn't start as soon as it came out. And a lot of people didn't. Alright? So, if you're on the side of the fence saying, this nerf is bad, if you can't do it as it is, you don't even deserve to get to Nefarian, or you don't even deserve, with all these nerfs coming out, to even see Deathwing when he's out. You know, you don't deserve it, you suck. Alright? I understand that argument. I don't agree with it. I most certainly don't agree with it. everybody pays the same amount of money, and they deserve to be able to enjoy the game their way. Alright? If you want the hardcore experience, by all means, have the hardcore experience yourself, but don't force it on others. Okay? This video is just basically discussing that this Tier 11 nerf and you know, my view on it. It's probably not going to be your view. I think the nerf is a decent idea, really. I started late into raiding in Cataclysm, 6 months late, honestly. I've done 9 out of 12, you know, and I've experienced Elixir, so I've experienced 10 out of 12, only down to 9 out of 12. And that's just in like 2 weeks of raiding, you know. So I mean, I understand what it's all about, and I understand how hard fights can be and how annoying they can be. Remember, I raided all through, well, most of Burning Crusade and all of Wrath of the Lich King, so I know what it's like to feel the nerfs. I know what it's like to try to do heroic modes. You know, I've been on both sides of the thing, so from my perspective and where I'm at in the game, I'm kind of looking forward to the nerfs, although I think they might be a little bit hefty, but by all means, I mean, if you enjoy raiding with your guild and your guild's just not perfect, but you enjoy doing it with your guild, then it's a good thing, guys. It's a wonderful thing. It just means you're going to be able to see that last content together and say, hey, cool, we finally got it, let's move on. Say you never downed Malygos, right? Because, like, not a whole ton of people went into Malygos, into Eye of Eternity in Lich King, during the same tier that it was out. And so, after TOC was out, say, you know, you're like, well, I've never downed Malygos. Why don't we go do that just to say we've done it? It was still a bit of a challenge, because, I mean, a couple mechanics can still own you, and that last phase is still hard for a lot of people. But a lot of people would go back in, overgearing it, and give it a shot, and usually down it. And they're like, you know, awesome, cool, we've downed it just to say we have. Same idea here, guys. It's not current content, and if you're honestly trying to farm it, I don't see why. Except maybe there's a couple trinkets or something in there that you might want that's going to benefit you. So that would be why you'd go back and actually do the raid. Now, these raids on normal modes, once the nerf happens, will only give you justice points. They will not give you valor points. The heroic modes will, but normal modes will not. So you cannot farm them to get the new 4.2 gear. Only the old 4.1 epics. Alright, because those are going down to justice points. So, essentially, it'll help you gear up a little bit, but it's not going to be the best way to get new gear, or really any way to get new gear, because you're not going to get valor points out of it. It's just going to be able to say that you've done it, or maybe a couple drops that drop. That's it. So, guys, if you're a hardcore raider, you can still do your hardcore stuff. Alright? Again, don't force it on people. And remember that you want to enjoy the game your way, so allow others to enjoy the game their way. Just plain and simple. Anyway, guys, I would have shown more of this world anyway while I was doing stuff, but the ladder nerf, like I said, I didn't do this world in a long time. It just really sucks because I don't have wood down here, and I'm going to have to use my dirt blocks to get out. So, yeah. Anyway, so, alright guys, thanks for watching. I just really wanted to express my opinion on these Tier 11 nerfs because, well, there's just a ton of debate about it right now. So, if you feel positive about the Tier 11 nerfs, if you feel negative about the Tier 11 nerfs, if you don't really care either way, you know, it is what it is. It doesn't matter if it comes or doesn't come. Go ahead and leave a comment. You know, let me know what you think. I'm curious if you honestly have an opinion on this, what you personally think about this. But try to say it in a polite way, guys. If you think that only baddies want this nerf, then, you know, don't say it in a rude way. Just say, lack of experienced raiders are looking for this nerf. It's a good thing for them. Something like that. I don't know. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Please be sure to subscribe and thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.